Ladies and gentlemen, this is an update to the video I did a few days ago on former officer Megan Hall, who slept with 8 other officers on the job and off the job. And she claimed that she was in an open marriage with her husband. Well, her husband is not corroborating what she's saying. In fact, he wasn't even aware of this open marriage that she alleged they were in. So, boy, the twists and turns that are coming out about this story is unbelievable. So, he's a park ranger and he still is married to Megan Hall, the officer that recently got fired for having relations with 8 other officers on her job and claim it was an open marriage she was in. Well, he is not supporting that open marriage claim. Mm-mm-mm. Could she have said all that mess just to justify to these men it was okay to sleep with her? I think that's what she did. So, the husband of a Tennessee cop who was fired for having relations with other officers is wholesome. He's a wholesome state park ranger. That's what he does. Her husband's name, ladies and gentlemen, is Jedediah Hall. And he is not on board with this claim of an open marriage. And this is all coming out because the whole situation is still under investigation. Mm-mm-mm. So, according to Hall's Facebook page, she and Jedediah got married May 23rd, 2018. Born in Chapel Hill, Tennessee, Jedediah said the time he spent at Henry Horton State Park as a child inspired him to work with Tennessee state parks. So he said he enjoyed going to those destinations, walking on the trails and swimming in the river. And, he actually was in college to become a teacher, but he was hired by Henry Horton State Park. So that changed everything. So he never did become a teacher. So, mm-mm-mm. So he just pretty much talks about his history and his career of working at the park. So he just pretty much give tour guides and, to people coming in there, I guess from different places and visiting for the first time. So Megan Hall, she did not become a police officer until 2021. And look at what she managed to do from 2021 till now. I mean, did you just become an officer so you could be near a bunch of men? Because it don't sound like she was interested in doing any police work the entire time she was laying around with 8 other officers. I mean, it don't sound like you had an interest in that job. It sounds like you took that job just so you could get close to a lot of men. It's just like these pedophile teachers. We see their conduct every year where they're sleeping with students. I mean, you took that job just to get near children. It's not far fetched. So she joined the police department in 2021, and her fellow officers allege engaging in wild affairs, including exchanging nude photos, taking her top off at a hot tub party, and doing the O sex on 2 officers. So, and she did that during the time she was at work. So, some of these relations that she had was on duty and some were off duty. So I guess she didn't care. I guess she didn't care where she did it, just as long as she got to do it. you know? So, that was probably her general attitude. So, we already know from the last story that Megan Hall got fired along with other officers for misconduct. Two of the officers that Hall laid around with, they were suspended so far, but not fired as of yet. So her husband, Jedediah, that you see in this picture, witnessed his wife kissing um, one of the officers and also his wife, and he got upset. All right. So the officer said Jedediah saw the kiss and told officials that he wasn't on board with this open marriage and his wife having threesomes. He was not down with that. But she continued to have relations with these other officers and their wives, some of their wives, not all of them. Mm-mm-mm. And some of them said they were concerned about Megan Hall's mental health and all the heavy drinking that she was doing. He said that she, from the other story where she pulled out a gun that it didn't have any bullets in it and she put it to her temple and pulled the trigger. And they felt that she might have suffered from some kind of mental illness. Powell initially, he denied, he's one of the officers. He denied having any relations with Hall, but later he admitted, to it. And he was also aware of her having multiple partners in the police department. Another officer that so far haven't gotten fired is Holiday. He admitted to questioning having relations with Hall multiple times. And then McGowan revealed that he once went to Hall's house with another female. So you know what happened there, right? A threesome. And initially, two of the officers denied, but later confessed to having an affair with Hall. And as far as Officer Lugo, she went to a motel with him after meeting with him at a go-kart center. So he's another one that denied the whole thing, but after a second interrogation, he admitted to being with Megan Hall. Mm, mm, mm. Wow. Under questioning, Shields, he said he never touched Megan Hall, but then admitted that they did have relations while on duty, you know. So a repeated mention event in the report was a Memorial Day house party that was no, it wasn't house party. I'm sorry. It was a boat party owned by one of the officers in the department, which several officers also brought their children. And this was in the other story where she was in a hot tub and she took her top off and there were children there and they were trying to stop her from drinking so heavily and they were trying to cover her up, according to the report. So the HR director, Andrew Patton, authored a report and conducted an investigation, sanctioned 8 officers with various penalties, and they were hit with having relations while on duty, um, harassment and conducting unbecoming of an officer conduct, lying during the course of an investigation. So, they got 2 they didn't fire, but I think eventually they're going to fire the 2. I really do. Mm-mm-mm. It's not far-fetched that something like this happened. If y'all remember during the Amber Geiger trial, all that stuff came out about her having an affair with one of the married officers, although Amber wasn't married, but the officer. She claimed was her partner, they had relations. So it's not that far fetched. But Megan Hall is a straight up hoe, and it's like, wow. Well, y'all, like I said, don't look like her husband is supporting her on this open marriage. So that is the newest event. They finally got around to talking to him, and he's denying that they were in an open marriage. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.